were just saying, your suit looks a little bit like it was made out of sand today.
Dressed for Sandcastle Day. Now, would you consider a day like today beach weather?
I would. You know, my family used to take trips in November down to the Outer Banks when I was a kid, and so we kind of liked that cooler weather on the beach. So.
Yeah, it might not be pool weather, but yeah, definitely cooler for this weekend. In fact, let's take a look at the summer weekends that we've had. This is meteorological summer, which runs June to the end of August. Okay, so here are all the weekends we have, starting with that first one on May 31st. Let's see how we're doing so far. First, let's put a green X down for every day, Saturday or Sunday, where we saw rain over our summer weekends. And you can see there's quite a few of them. In fact, we've had more rainy weekend days than we've had dry weekend days. Now let's take the next step. Let's put in a white X down for days where we had more clouds than sun. That's 60% sky coverage or more. And again, we've had more cloudy days on weekends than we've had sunny days on weekends. Let's end by putting down a red X for, we'll call it overly hot conditions, overly warm conditions, and a blue X for overly cold. Not much on the overly hot side on a weekend. But on the chilly side, yeah, do you remember June, how chilly and raw it was for most of June? Really, the only solid summer weekend we've had was July 4th weekend. And we're shaping up that this weekend is also going to be our first dry weekend, though today I think we could put a white X down for clouds. The thing about the July 4th weekend, though, that was in the midst of a big humid stretch. So I would call that pool weather here, a little bit chillier, but sunny and dry coming up the next several days. Our high temperature today only hit 78 in Allentown, 73 in Mount Pocono, 80 in Pottstown. Reading, you hit the 80-degree mark as well. Here's a view down from the Hotel Buffalo and Music Fest, 77 at the airport. Dew point of 51. Look at that dry humidity. Also calm wind out there. Humidities are low. These are our current temperatures, 79 in Pottstown, Quakertown, 77 Allentown, 70 up in Mount Pocono. And when we look at the dew points, when you see them in the 50s, that's like autumn weather. That's actually half the amount of moisture in the air that we typically have on a summer day. In fact, on our mugging meter, this is where we are. Now, typically we'll fluctuate quite a bit in the summer, but not this week. It's going to slowly increase throughout the week. Here we are on Tuesday, still comfortable. It's not until we get to Friday that you're going to start to notice the humidity building back. Temperatures not going up all that high by the end of the week as well. We did have a good stream of mid-level clouds in the upper parts of the Lehigh Valley, a couple puffy clouds as well filtering down. This eventually is going to move out. Precipitation, though, well off to our north, well off to our south there in North Carolina as well. High pressure is dominating. We'll run the futurecast pretty quickly. Those clouds will clear up by tomorrow morning. Plenty of sun, not much wind. Go into the day on Monday, rinse and repeat. We'll go all the way actually into Tuesday with more sun than clouds in our forecast period. However, a chance of rain returns very slightly towards the end of the night, Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday, as some of that moisture works its way up here. But for most of us, it's going to stay dry. So our weather headlines, plenty of sun, warming, dry and pleasant through Tuesday. Midweek, we'll have more clouds. And most of us are going to stay perfectly dry, though there'll be a scattered shower around. And then more humid next weekend, but still mainly dry. A dry week coming up. 54 cool tonight, clear and comfortable. 82 tomorrow for a high, warmer and pleasant. Look at this 7-day forecast. Lots of sun on there, more clouds by the time we get to Wednesday. Temperatures up to 87 on Tuesday, then with those clouds come back a little bit. Nothing more than a stray shower